Welcome back to the RGR Film Room. I'm Ryan, and this is me going rogue on the Kansas City Chiefs in the NFL. And we have a ton to go over this week because the Chiefs got their biggest win of the season against the New England Patriots, a team that has had struggles on its own. One of the top defenses in the league, the offense that isn't putting out. We saw that the other night. I want to highlight, and I'm going to break this into two sections, actually. I'll do two separate videos. One on the film from the offense that we'll look at tonight, and then another on the defense because there's just so many little things to look at just how far the defense has come. But the offense runs through Patrick Mahomes, and he's really the focus of this first play. Now, if you're new around here, make sure you hit the notification button, the drop down on notifications if you're on mobile, as well as leave your comment below and leave a thumbs up if you particularly like this video. We're going to start here, which is the touchdown to Mecole Hardman. And I think it's a great play in terms of just how well the two players work together. The offensive line gave him enough time, and it is really about athleticism once the ball is delivered. You're going to see that right now, Sammy's moving out to the top here, and he's going to get single coverage. So they generally know that they have man, they have single high because they can read this pre-snap. It doesn't look like there's anybody else who's going to be in a position that could drop someone out of the nickel, but I doubt that that's going to happen. So they're pretty comfortable in their pre-snap reads. As we roll forward here, we're going to see that that's exactly what they do get, and it's a pretty simple thing to adjust. You see that Mecole Hardman waves right there. He understands that he's in man, and he's got single high. This is what he called an angle route. Really, it's kind of what we would generally call a corner. He's going to angle a little bit in and just kind of not bend, but angle his route inside at first to get the defender where he wants him, knowing that that is in line with where the deep safety is going to be. And then he's going to angle back out to the outside as though it were a corner route. And that's really where Mahomes knows that he can deliver, and that's what makes the play. As you see, he's coming inside, getting closer to the hashes, and right now at this point, he's beaten the corner that was in man. He knows that he has a 10-yard cushion on the safety. Mahomes is letting go of the ball deep over here, and all that Hardman has to do is to get over here and make the play. As he does, he turns his head around, gets his eye on the ball, makes the catch. At this point, the defender's close, but he makes him miss. Nice play, and now he knows that all he has to do, the only guy between him and the end zone, is this defender right here. And this is all physicality. This is what he was brought in for. He turns on the jets, and it's that lateral motion that accelerates away from the defender that really gets him into it. When we flip it over and look at the backside, the end zone camera, you're going to see exactly how this route comes in. The protection's pretty decent here. You're going to see Mahomes use his eyes right now. As the play starts, he's going to look it off a little bit, keep that safety deep. Right there. That's got the safety staying in the middle of the field, and that's allowing Hardman down here to angle his route in and eventually cut it back out. And Mahomes is going to let that fly, knowing that you can see right here at the bottom of the screen that Hardman has even the pace, if not taking a little bit of a lead on this defenseman right now. Mahomes lets it fly. Pretty simple from that point. The catch point is done. Make a man miss and accelerate. Now on this second play, really want to highlight, and you all know me pretty well at this point, I love this kind of running, mesh point, cloak and dagger, misdirection, attack every angle kind of run game. Very excited about what they showed. And this was the one new wrinkle that Andy Reid really exposed against the Patriots this particular time. We'll talk about what's going to come from it afterwards here in a minute. To set this up for you, a couple of things to point out. This is Spencer Ware in the backfield, Mahomes in the pistol, Kelce out here, lined up on the right-hand side, Tyreek in the slot. This is Robinson out, and Sammy out here. And look at the defenders. The defenders are nearly to the numbers on this side, getting close anyway. And you have a slot covering Tyreek that's well outside the hashes. As they go through this shift, watch exactly what happens to the defense. This is great. Kelce comes into the quarterback position in the pistol, and you have the straight T across. This is now Ware, Hill, Mahomes in the back. And look what's happened to the defenders. Every defender to this side is now within the hash marks. And these two guys on the bottom of the field have started to come in as well. You're condensing what this defense is doing. And that allows you to attack with angles on the outside. The action here is what's really going to give away the biggest part of the play. You're going to see action this way, you're going to see action this way, and Kelce is going to keep it and just go straight ahead with the wildcat. You saw this play live, but there's a lot more going on to it. Both the wide receivers are going to gauge and get decent blocks, and it's really about the action of the 4 in the backfield. And yes, 4 in the backfield is a load. Watch these defenders as they're trying to communicate, what are we doing, where are we going, Hightower, what do I do? This defender, I'm not sure if that's Chung or not, he's actually looking at Hightower when the ball is snapped for some direction. And that's really the confusion point that this play made. Brilliant design by Andy. I know it took some bits and pieces from some other things that the Ravens are doing and some college teams are doing, but at this point, this is where it gets really haywire for a defense. Travis is going to get this ball, and he's going to have options. You have the action with the fullback, basically, in this position, who, again, is a split back situation. 2 tailbacks for all intents and purposes. He's running wide, and you have to give it to the Patriots defense. They are pretty disciplined. You have a defender out here that has his eyes on Ware and is ready to take him on. These 2 guys are flowing to the situation, and this guy is inside, making sure that he has the initial ball carrier. But that's not all that's going on. There is 2 defenders right back here that are looking at Mahomes because Mahomes is going wide. Could be a pitch, could be a secondary thing. We'll talk about that in a second. But this is the key, is you had those guys condense, and now you're widening them back out with the flow of the actual players. And as he drags this fake, you have 4 defenders converged, thinking that this is going to Tyreek Hill. One will take on the fullback here. You have 2 that are continuing to widen. Now both, at least even with the hashes, this corner back out wide. Backside backer is coming off as well, and that opens the hole for Travis Kelce. He's just going to keep it, take it down inside. He has to weave just a bit, plenty of room for him to get in. A lot of space on that backside. And when we flip it over and we look at this second angle, you're going to see just how big a hole it becomes. And it's all, again, because of the flow. Look, everybody on the defense, condensing. What are we doing here, Patrick Chung? I don't know. And as the ball is snapped, everybody's flat-footed. One guy's starting to take, I think it's Van Noy, starting to take a little bit of a run. And they move forward. Tyree takes the fake. And if he had taken the ball, I still feel he would have accelerated beyond the block of Ware and probably gotten around the corner anyway. But you have 3 defenders now that are keyed in on Tyreek Hill. You have 2 guys with their eyes on Patrick Mahomes, who's running wide. And now there's no one here. All Kelce has to do is bend it back and beat these 2 guys to this spot right over the face of the Patriot. Beautiful play. Now we're going to back it up because I just want to show you a couple of options here, because that's what this will become, is options. When these 2 teams meet again, or the Chiefs play the Ravens, or whatever they're saving it for, you're going to see something else. You're going to see either, like I said, giving it to Tyreek right here with a lead block. You don't even have to worry about these 3 guys because Tyreek Hill will accelerate past them. A lead block from Spencer Ware. I would have loved to have seen Darrell in this particular situation. He and Spencer Ware, who is this lead right here, both ran the Wildcat at LSU. Perfectly capable guys. So this is something that can stay in the offense as well. But all Tyreek has to do is accelerate past Ware, and Sammy's in good position to get a block on the outside as well. Sammy's a decent blocker. This would have probably gone to the pylon and scored as well. So there's option A. You come back with secondarily right here. You pull it back out. You throw it back to Mahomes. And Mahomes is now sitting out here. Maybe you pull a lineman and you have somebody setting up right on this defensive end. But from right here, Patrick Mahomes is in perfect position to do a secondary throw. This could be an interesting trick play. If you have a slant run by this particular receiver, you have a guy streaking across the back of the end zone that's ready to receive. Or you could have brought in, rather than Sammy here, you could have gone with a double tight and had Bell doing the opposite thing over here. Plenty of options there. You could even, from this point, depending on protection, get it back to Mahomes and let him run. Get it back to Mahomes and let him then throw it back to Travis. Any number of things. There are a lot of plays that are available off of this action and off of this formation. And that's not even counting the serious runs. So I'd love to see some inside. I'd love to see them run this quite a number of times again. Very excited about this going forward. Now, I had to include this last play, even though we're just going to look at the one angle, because it's everything that I've been telling you guys about. It goes for 6.5, 7 yards, and really combines everything that I love about what you can do with the run game. You've heard me talk about a lot of little aspects about running, and they all come together in this one. The first thing that I want to show you is this is going to be a pitch, basically an option pitch. It could have just been a toss. You can run it as a down the line pitch. You can run it as a straight toss. You can run it a number of different ways in terms of the backfield action. But the interesting thing that they do, and I want you to watch the feet of McCoy and Mahomes together as we roll through this. Very important to see exactly what they do because it gets them the yardage. Right here. Bam. Both of them step to their right and then run left. That's called a counter step, and that slows down the defense. You can see what they're thinking and that they're not able to do it. I know the camera's a little bit distracting as it comes in here, the sky cam. But to watch what the defenders do as they take this stutter step to the right and then run counter. Look at the middle linebacker. This is what counter action does, and I love it. Right here. Bam! He is all the way out of shape at this point. Now there's only one guy left that you even have to worry about. You have Travis Kelce coming down on the outside guy. You have Blake Bell looking for the deep safety. There's only one guy, and he's the option guy. And I have to give credit to 55. This is Simon. He does a great job on this play. Despite letting it go for what is good yardage, he is here to play the pitch. And as soon as Mahomes goes to pitch, he recalibrates and gets on his horse. And he actually makes up a lot of speed here because watch as Shady accelerates. Travis has his block, but it's not to the outside. I wonder if this wasn't supposed to go to the outside, which let him cruise down the sideline. And Simon's catching up. If Shady can accelerate through here, he could be gone. But Simon makes a great tackle in the open field and really saves the day for the Patriots. But again, this all comes back to this is great play design with double tight to the left. I think actually had they run this to the right-hand side, this would have gone for way more yardage. The weak side here is left pretty unprotected, and if you're going to pitch this outside guy, I think he runs away from Chung. But once you defeat the middle backer and you have this pitch guy do such a good job, 90% of ends are not going to do this well, and Shady's going to be gone down the sideline. That's it for me today. A play that I really, really enjoyed. I just wanted to show you guys. If you like what I'm doing here, please let me know. This is basically how it works. Hit the thumb for me. Hit the sub for you. If you're subscribed, you get to see all of this. I appreciate you guys checking it out and watching all these videos. I'll have more for you as well as some of my guests. Please check out these two that are coming up on your screen now, and I'll check you next time.